All right. How you doing? I'm Bruce. I'm a mechanic, and welcome to my mechanic reaction channel. Uh, this Sunday night, right now, it is what is this? The 19th of October, 2025, and I have been hearing a lot, uh, about no kings, and I haven't been able to find a good answer as to what that is. So Um, I selected three news videos from YouTube, and these are blind reactions. I have not watched them before. Save maybe a few seconds just to um, see how they start off. But I'm going to get into those. I'm going to take some notes, and maybe by the end, find out what "no kings" means and what people are trying to change and what they're looking for from these protests. So, starting off the first video. This is from USA Today, and it includes Bill Nye, the Science Guy. So let's go ahead and get into that one first. It's about 7.5 minutes. Here we go.
And critical thinking. Please welcome Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Woo! We love that song, Hello, DC. Fellow citizens, it is wonderful to see so many of us out here today. We are here for the same reason our ancestors gathered here
Here we
in
go.
1776. We want our government to run without a king. Our government is based on ideas embodied in the Constitution. Among other remarkable features, it guarantees our freedom to speak, as we're doing here today. Rather than doing one monarch's bidding, we have agreed to form a democracy, to work together, and to follow the laws that derive from it. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. As many of you know, I am a native Washingtonian. I grew up here within the city boundaries. And when you grow up here, the affairs of the federal government are very much a part of your life. I remember well sitting on my father's shoulders and waving to astronauts as we, as a nation, celebrated their accomplishments back in 1964. In 1964, that was the first year my parents could vote for president as citizens of the District of Columbia. We still do not have voting representation in the district. Someday, perhaps. Voting. I remember well Martin Luther King's dream and Resurrection City, the plywood structures on the National Mall erected to house protesters who came to town demanding equal rights and opportunities, barely a month after Dr. King had been assassinated. I remember well the Vietnam War. The mall was shoulder to shoulder, much as it is today. Traffic stopped citywide. The protest movement expanded. There were protests around the country, and the war was ended.
You know, when he said, "I remember Vietnam War well," I I thought he was going to lead into a war story. Um, I totally got that wrong. That was I don't know. There were, I guess, a lot of people in the streets. So moving on.
We are protesting in the same fashion today. Only today, the stakes are higher. Rather than abandoning a war against an elusive, perhaps sometimes imaginary foe, we are confronting the possible end of our republic. We are here to tell our lawmakers that what's going on in our government is wrong.
Did he just say that the stakes are higher now than during Vietnam? I'm gonna move along, but I feel like I may have heard that incorrectly, but here we go.
They must stop the abuses of this petulant president and his circle of sycophants. No thrones, no crowns.
What is a circle of sycophants? Is that what he said? A circle of sycophants?
Thrones, no crowns, no kings. This president and his associates cannot tolerate dissent. To them, our free speech is frightening. They are arresting people and denying due process in courts. They've tried to silence television hosts. They're trying to fire our...
Okay, so he claims the Trump administration, I'm assuming, admin is let's go back.
Arresting people and denying due process.
Admin is arresting and denying due process. If that ends up being true, that is a pretty bold claim, Mr. Science Guy, but let's carry on.
In courts, they tried to silence television hosts.
Oh, silencing television hosts. So that's also the administration silencing television hosts. Okay.
They're trying to indict civil servants, prosecutors, judges, even their own cabinet members.
So he's firing employees up to and including his own cabinet member. I swear, I feel like you might like Bill might not like the people that Donald Trump appointed into his administration. So how on earth would it be a bad thing from your worldview if he's firing those people? Okay. I'm trying to make a list of like what this is about, but this is turning into I don't know, it's a chaotic list. Okay.
But in this land, these sorts of actions are not new. In 1776, our ancestors had had enough. They declared independence from a king by means of a document stored safely right over there on Constitution Avenue in the National Archives.
The Declaration of Independence. I like where you're going.
Although it was conceived 249 years ago, the Declaration of Independence describes a train of abuses
Yes.
connected with an absolute authority.
Yes.
A king with absolute power. No thrones, no crowns, no kings.
Oh, okay. I got it. So no kings is sort of like a repeat of 4th of July, where we celebrate our independence, right? This is where we celebrate that we have gotten rid of there are no kings. Okay. I'm starting to catch on now. No kings. We're celebrating 1776. Well, really, what would that be? I guess, well, yeah, 17. Man, my history is. I feel like it all started in 1775. Yes, and the Declaration of Independence was penned 1776. Let's look that up. I'm gonna write that down.
Their king had refused to honor the law. Their king had refused to let lawmakers be elected. The king had made court judges dependent on his will. They cited the king sending, quote, swarms of officers to harass our people. Their language referred to, quote, cruelty and faithlessness scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous of ages. Their king was trying to, quote, render the military independent and superior to civil power. Our founders even censured King George for cutting off trade with all parts of the world. Did these actions sound familiar? 249 years later, no crowns, no thrones, no king. In short, the founders believed their king was, in their words, quote, totally unworthy to be the head of a civilized nation. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. Although the United Nations has been the world's leader, and although the United States has been the world's leader in science for decades, this president and the members of his cabinet even fail to accept scientific facts. Contrary to Article 1, Section 8.
So they're failing to accept scientific facts. Okay.
Of the Constitution, they do not promote the progress of science. They suppress it to the detriment of our health, well-being, and international competitiveness. It is a formula for failure. How did we get here? It hasn't been one instance of abuse of the power of executive order by this president. It hasn't been just one.
Okay, so I've been hearing a lot of things thrown out here. There's absolutely no like fact being dropped. I haven't heard any citable and anything to reference something from me as the layperson. Remember, I'm a mechanic, Mr. Nye. I'm a mechanic. You're telling me that they're failing to accept scientific fact, and yet you yourself are assuming that I, the listener, the layman, am just going to accept what you say as scientific fact, even though you have provided absolutely no evidence to support your claim. I hope you understand that I'm just a mechanic. Okay, I'm actually done with this video. Um, I'm starting to see what's going on. So basically, Mr. Nye, he is mixing these ideas that Donald Trump is not a president of a country. He is a king, or acting as a king is apparently the complaint here. And he's listed off again lots and lots of accusations and things to say that this is what kings do, but he hasn't actually pointed to anything. I think the closest thing was the tariffs, saying, "Oh, haven't you recognized this?" Um, but that was a lot different. You're not cutting off trade. In modern days, no trade is being cut off. We're just upping the entrance fee for the trade that happens, and then the markets just take over from there. Um, but that really was the closest thing that Bill actually, had some sort of evidence supporting what he was claiming. Um, so don't with that video. I think we got the point. I'm gonna move on. This is from MSNBC. It was uploaded today, it looks like. And let's go ahead and put that one on, see what that looks like.
Thousands of protesters are expected to come out in force this Saturday for the second batch of the No Kings anti-Trump protest that's planned nationwide. And Republicans are wasting no time smearing the demonstrators before they even set foot on the streets. There's Speaker Mike Johnson, who has slammed the protest as a, quote, hate America rally that would draw the, quote, pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people. Joining us now is Leah Greenberg. She's the co-founder of Indivisible, which is one of the main organizers of the No Kings rally. Leah, thank you so much for making the time to be with us tonight.
They're not terrorists.
They've said that this is
are people
an un-American rally, that this is pro-Hamas, that this is about Antifa. Tell me, what is this rally actually about?
Well, the No Kings rally is a big tent political movement. We are calling on everyone who is standing up against Donald Trump's authoritarianism, his corruption, his attacks on our neighbors and on our rights. We're calling all those folks to come together collectively and push back. And that is what it is about. It is a joyful movement. It is a peaceful movement. These smears are transparently ridiculous and also quite sinister, because they are very clearly setting up for a broader attack on free speech and the right to dissent in this country.
Given that, I mean, we hear talk, there's reporting that the president is seriously considering invoking the Insurrection Act. And already we've seen these labels used against protesters, clergy members in cities like Chicago and Portland. Are you worried about the safety of Americans who come out to take part in these protests on Saturday?
Well, we're working really hard with the over 2,500 folks or groups who have registered and who are organizing these events in communities all over the country, red areas, blue areas, rural areas, suburban, rural. We're working to make sure that everybody's got the safety training, the de-escalation training, the preparation and safety teams to make sure that these are peaceful and joyful and positive events for everyone involved. We want to be sure that we're doing our part collectively to make that happen. And also, we need to denounce this incredibly irresponsible rhetoric that is fueling a climate of greater anger, greater,
She wants to denounce rhetoric.
greater anger on the Republican side, as these folks are just blatantly lying about what our movement is and what we are trying to do.
Can you talk to us a little?
What is your movement, and what are you trying to do? Like, am I crazy? I have to sit down and do this reaction to try to figure out what you're doing, and you go on here on MSNBC and say that somebody's trying to twist what's going on here and take away from its real purpose. What is that purpose? What are you doing? You are protesting against kings in the United States. I mean, explain it. It's a little bit better than no kings, no thrones, no crowns. Okay.
A little bit about the psychology of fear and whether what we're seeing with the crackdown on immigration, with the rhetoric against protests, with the increasing language of using Antifa, even using the word domestic terrorist organizations, trying to link that.
The increasing language of Antifa, what does that even mean? Like, at one point in time, Antifa wasn't a thing and there was zero language. And over time, Antifa has grown as a organization or movement or whatever you want to call it. It is called Antifa, though. Whatever it is. The increasing language comes from the increasing population of these people. Like, of course, that would be shocking to some who support Antifa, because as Antifa increases, it's supposed to reduce the speech about Antifa, and that's not really working out so well. So it's bewildering to some. So let's just continue.
to liberal causes or the George Soros Foundation. Talk to us about that climate and how it animates those that you would like to come out on No King's Day.
Absolutely. Well, what we're seeing right now is straight out of the authoritarian playbook, right? Their whole idea is that if they can make enough people afraid, then we start to fall in line preemptively. We start to obey in advance, right? That is the whole idea.
So it's authoritarian to call out the No Kings as BS. These people are just, I don't know. I'm only about halfway done with this video, and this person's annoying me. I got, again, a few minutes in, absolutely no explanation. Okay, I'm just gonna play it through. I'm already in, so here we go.
Yeah, that once they've kind of created that climate of fear, they don't even have to do this repression because everyone just starts doing what they want. And we've seen them enact that playbook with businesses, with law firms, with higher education, and now they're trying to do it in civil society and philanthropy and on regular people. And that is what we have collectively got to oppose, because what we need to understand is that the authoritarian playbook, the idea that they are all powerful, the idea that they can get away with this, it's a lie. It's always been a lie. And the reason that they are so scared, the reason that they are trying to preemptively prevent us from expressing our rights is because they understand that large-scale peaceful protest is what exposes that lie, is what shows that we can actually collectively defy them, and what fuels the broader conditions for courage across society that's going to be necessary to push back against this administration.
Do you feel like this movement is different, right? I mean, you guys have been around for a very long time. You've been part of many protests, many organizing. You've done this for years. Is there something different about what we will expect on Saturday?
Here we go.
Well, first of all, I would say the scale is different. Now, just to give you
the scale.
How many people are you expecting at this point?
We are expecting in the millions, but I'll just give you an example of the scale and how it has changed. So
She was just asked point blank, what is different about this? You have protested many times in the past. Is that correct? Yes, yes. What is different about this one? So what makes this different? She says the scale. The scale. So now there's even more people who cannot explain what they're doing. Your scale is scaring me.
we were active in the first Trump administration. The single largest demonstration in the first Trump administration was around 750 events across the country for the families belong together, rallies opposing family separation, right? We're now expecting about 2,500 events around the country on No King. So we're talking about literally 4 times as many, and places all over, really red, really rural, all over the map. We are seeing people come out collectively and oppose it. And that, I think, is the other thing. We're seeing a really big
come out and oppose it. That's a direct quote. Come out and oppose it. What is it? It. What is it? What are we doing here? Oh my Lord.
People are saying, I don't agree on everything right now, but what I agree on is that this isn't what our country is supposed to be. This isn't what I want for my neighbors. This isn't what I want for my kids. And so I'm coming out and showing up.
All right, Leah Greenberg, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. We look forward to talking to you in the days ahead of No King's Day. Thank you.
Oh my. Okay, well. That was upsetting. That was video 2. I have a third one. It's the shortest one. It's less than 3 minutes. This is from CBS Evening News, their YouTube channel. I encourage everybody to go check these out for themselves. Obviously, this is why nobody watches the news anymore. So here we go.
Today, organizers say at least 7 million Americans took to the streets protesting what many called an abuse of power by President Trump.
Here we go. Okay. Protesting. Here we go. All caps. Protesting and abuse of power. Abuse of power. All right. Maybe she'll tell us what that is. Here we go.
House Speaker Mike Johnson called it, quote, the Hate America rally. Here in New York City, police say 100,000 people turned out at multiple marches. They report no arrests. There were more than 2,600 events from coast to coast. They are all part of the No Kings movement, which accuses the president.
Oh, I think I paused it too soon. I was about to say, look, they're showing the scale of it. They're all in on the scale thing. Okay, she's about to say it.
Behaving more like a monarch than an elected official. CBS's Elise Preston
Go back.
Accuses the president of behaving more like a monarch than an elected official.
Accuses the president of behaving more like a monarch than... How? How? Okay, so you have now successfully accused him again. I've watched 3 videos now, and you've all successfully accused him of acting more like a monarch than a president. Can you please lay out how that is? Please. This is the last video I'm watching, so I need this lady. She seems sweet. I need her to pull through. Give me some info. Come on. Here we go.
CBS's Elise Preston in Los Angeles leads us off tonight. Elise.
Jerika, thousands have turned up here in downtown Los Angeles to express their fear and frustration with the administration. Their message, no monarchs in America.
I want to be able to tell my future children that I was here, that I stood on the right side of history.
The nationwide rallies are in response to what organizers call an abuse of power by President Trump,
which
including
is
his administration's crackdown on immigration and its
okay. So the only tangible thing they have placed with this abuse of power is his crackdown on illegal immigration. That's it. It's an abuse of power. It's called an exercise of power. That is literally what he's oh my God. He's supposed to execute the laws of the land. That is his. How is that an abuse of power? Oh my God. You're telling me if you do your job better than anybody else has ever done their job, I mean, it's kind of abusive, don't you think? Did you really have to go ahead and do that? Okay, we're almost done.
Threat to send the National Guard into cities, including Chicago and Portland.
The message is no kings. The message is the Constitution of the United States is a wonderful document that matters.
Republicans said the
Give me any
protests
piece
were
of it.
nothing more than Hate America rallies.
I'm Torian Small in Washington, D.C. Before leaving the Hill this week, House Speaker Mike Johnson framed this rally as a Hate America event. Attendees disagreed.
We love America. We hate what they're trying to do to America.
Today's rally is taking place in big cities and small towns in every state.
I'm Allie Bauman in Morristown, New Jersey. Thousands attended today's rally 16 miles away from the president's New Jersey golf course. This county has deep roots in the nation's founding, known as the...
All right. Well, I tried. So that was CBS, MSNBC, and USA Today. Go back over my notes here. So these are all top media channels. They're all credentialed to their credentials. We all know them, right? They've been around for a while. we learned that if you're wondering what No Kings is, it has nothing to do, you know, contrary to what you may have believed Bill Nye was talking about. He wasn't saying that No Kings had anything to do with the Revolutionary War. He was simply bringing it up, saying that I guess this is the moment. It's certainly more of a moment than Vietnam. Probably the most of a moment since 1776. I think that's basically what he was saying. He threw in something about wanting voting representation for District of Columbia. Um, I I don't think that's probably not tied to No Kings. I think he was just saying that. So Trump administration is arresting and denying due process. I'm sorry, due process. Didn't list any way that that's happening. Just said it. Silencing television hosts. I assume he's talking about Jimmy Kimmel, but obviously he wasn't silenced. Um, in fact, Jimmy Kimmel was on every other media channel while he wasn't on his media channel, and now he's back on his media channel. So I don't understand that. Um, Bill Nye was mad that he's firing employees up to and including his own cabinet members, which is odd because I think that anybody under your control is potentially on the chopping block by your own chopper if you're the person in charge. So I don't understand that. And he said that he's failing to accept scientific fact, but again, never included any examples, absolutely no evidence to support any of these claims. And the closest thing, like I said, was the tariffs, but it was just totally different. Second video, where they're claiming that the administration is attacking neighbors and rights, invoking the Insurrection Act, and they are here to denounce rhetoric. And the third video was they are protesting his abuse of power, which apparently the only thing they listed was him exercising his lawful duty to crack down on illegal immigration. So that's where we're at. No kings, no crowns, no thrones. We don't have any. Apparently, there's nothing tangible they can give us. So I'm gonna cut it off there. So that is my reaction to the news today. Like I said, it's Sunday, and I hope maybe somebody else knows something more than me. If you have any clues, drop them in my comment section. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.